So I'm up here to present the first award, which is the Innovation Award. And every year, Charities at Work seeks to recognize outstanding work in the fields of employee engagement, CSR, and campaign management. So the Innovation of the Year Award is presented annually to a team who has shown exceptional innovation in their work in corporate social responsibility, employee engagement, and philanthropic engagement. The award recognizes creative thought and engagement in innovative programming and partnerships in the field of CSR and employee engagement. So I am pleased this year to announce that the winner is TD Bank, recipient of the 2014 Innovation Award, and I believe Diane Glass is here. Hopefully she will, Diana Glass is up here, can come up and receive this award on their behalf.
So thank you so much. My name is Diana Glassman. I'm head of environment of TD Bank. This is Brad Pierce and Katie Thiemann, my colleagues. And on behalf of the 26,000 employees of TD Bank, I am honored and personally moved to accept this award. Thank you. For those of you who don't know, TD Bank, we're a top 10 bank in the US. We have about 1,300 locations up and down the East Coast. And our business model is focused on service and engagement. One of the reasons this is so special is that it's personally meaningful to me. I grew up here in New York City. As many of you know, cities went down before they went up. And I grew up always wanting to go away to summer camp. I was never able to do it. Parents were immigrant, very poor. We could not do it. I never saw a mountain until I was about 13 years old, and it was about 3,000 or 4,000 feet in the Adirondacks, the closest part of the Adirondacks, and those are the specialist mountains to me today. Well, fast forward, way too many years later, we have asked 26,000 employees at TD Bank to go out into their communities, plant trees, clean up our urban spaces, and to do so in low and middle income communities. There are 26,000 people who are hoping to help a few kids like me who have never seen a mountain. I feel so honored to be part of a movement that all of you are part of to bring benefits to people who really, really need them. So how did we get here? When we first got started about 2 years ago, it wasn't actually immediately obvious. There were no roadmaps that we could look at. We had several challenges that I think all of us in this community face. One, how do you get executives and middle-level executives on board with this program? Two, if someone asks you to measure your performance, how do you communicate performance, metrics, quantitative benefits that really matter and move the senior executive team? Three, how do you get the 90% of people on board? We all know there are about 10% in the environmental sector what the market research calls super greenies, but then there's all of those other people. How do you get those other people on board? I was told to get them to meet you where you are, or I needed to go and meet them where they are. How do you do that? Does anyone know how to meet someone? How do you meet someone where they are? I don't know. Somebody told me that, and I had no idea how to do it. And then the next question is, well, how do you do this in a footprint that's just vastly distributed? You know, some of these locations, they don't have access to internet and social media because they are talking to customers all day long, and they are so far flung. So we buckled down, having looked at all the other work that was out there, and created our own roadmap. And my hope is that other people can share this roadmap. We've put it out there so that you can do it even faster and take some of our work as a reference point to help you accelerate your own efforts. So what were some of the high points of this roadmap that we created? The first was the need for a pilot to show quick, quantitative results. Within 2 months, we showed quantitative results that mattered to the business in terms of, in particular, an increase in employee satisfaction and employee commitment to TD Bank as a result of participating in their volunteer activities. That is so critical because, as I mentioned, our business model is service. And engaged employees give get engaged customers and better service. And in a service-oriented business, this translates into retention and higher productivity, which impacts on costs. We showed paper reduction benefits of 10% in a 2-month period. That is an indicator of a lot higher cost structure. So the sheets of paper, the cartridges, the printers that always break down, the labor handling, the real estate to hold the printer, the shredding, the moving, all that sort of stuff. That is an example of a cost savings that we demonstrated within 2 months. So performance metrics, which allowed the sponsor, the senior executive sponsor of that pilot, to prove the business case and to lead amongst her peers the rollout of the program more broadly because she had evidence that mattered to them and their businesses. The next thing we did was we divided up our audience into several different groups. And we created a model, the 4 H's of environmental engagement, and we systematically took each of those 4 groups through this model of engagement. So we increased their awareness, we got them to somehow feel a passion for this by making it personal with pictures, with art, you name it. We asked them to do something. Today we are asking them to go and volunteer. And then we're asking them, most importantly, to bring it viral, to go and tell other people, because what we learned is that it's peer-to-peer interaction. It's peer-to-peer. I tell you, you tell someone else. That's what gets other people on board. And lastly, before we even launched the program, we worked unbelievably hard during the pre-launch, the design phase, to invite the senior executives to participate, put their people on the design team so that when we 3 small team launched the program, it was actually them launching the program. And we'd work with HR to make sure that it was part of the recruiting material, that on day 1 in our orientation, which we call traditions, people have an opportunity to take the Green Pledge. Over 50% have taken the Green Pledge to date. There are training courses, and we have, most importantly, put it into our rewards and recognition process. We did that all before we even launched the pilot, so that when the program was launched, it was launched onto fertile territory and got absorbed very, very quickly. So in closing, I just wanted to lay a picture of what it was like and what success means, because when we get started, we didn't even know what success meant. So imagine yourself going into a conference room a year after you start your program, or maybe a year into the next iteration of your program, and you're surrounded by all the senior executives of your business, and they ask you, well, what have you done for me lately? And you're about to speak, but what happens instead is that the head of your largest business, or senior person in your largest business, retail, says, well, this is what they did to help me with my business in terms of retention, in terms of customer engagement. And then the next person who gets up is the head of HR, who says, well, this is what these guys have done for my business and my metrics. And then the next person who shows up is the CFO, who says, okay, these are the cost savings that we have achieved by reducing our travel, by increasing our retention, and so on. And then imagine that the next person who shows up is your head of marketing, who said, well, these are the benefits from a recognition perspective and from a reputation perspective. That, to me, is what the definition of success is. And my hope is that with our roadmap, as I said, that you can do it faster. Speed matters so much. That's one of the lessons that we learned. So I would appeal to all of you, thank you so much. You are the leaders and the trailblazers. It is such an honor, and it's so moving to be here. And my colleagues and I, we are so very excited to be on this journey with you. It's meaningful, it's good work, it's a good way to spend your energy and your passion. Thank you.